This is Eberechi Eze. He's a high IQ chess master. FA Cup winner with Crystal Palace, defeating Manchester City in a thrilling final where Palace broke a 120-year trophy drought that hovered over the club. He's also Palace's 5th highest goal scorer of all time, which is a stellar achievement. But wait, this gets better. He's also in the league of JJ Okocha, Hatem Ben Arfa, Adel Tarabt and Santi Cazorla, all ambassadors of the Premier League Ankle Twisters Association. What's more, Eze today is the Premier League's most notorious freestyler, guilty as charged. The pitch is his futsal arena. He runs rings around you, makes you suffer for nothing, all while making you look like a jelly donut. Eberechi Eze grew up in the not-so-nice part of Greenwich, London, a council estate, where he spent his childhood playing football in cages. You see, cage football, also known as street football or pana football, is a small-sided, fast-paced version of the real game and is often played inside a metal cage or fence. This cage football was his baptism of fire, and it molded Eze into the slithery and quick decision maker he is today. You don't survive here if you don't have above average footwork. Following his football dream, Eze was encouraged by his parents to partake in numerous trials for clubs around London. He was playing a lot of football and started to get better at it. In fact, many around him began to notice his stratospheric growth as a youth player. These dazzling displays would land him a spot at Arsenal's academy. He got drafted to play for the club he supported while growing up.
I'd go in, I've got an Arsenal badge. I'm the kid that plays for Arsenal. During that period it was amazing, but
not all that glitters is gold. Eze would struggle to hit the ground running as an Arsenal academy player. The hustle and bustle of academy football would prove too much for him, and soon enough, Arsenal began drafting official paperwork to release Eberechi Eze. This was the worst experience of his life. To be let go by his boyhood club and told that he wasn't good enough. But the tragedies will not stop there. After leaving Arsenal, Eze would try his luck at Reading, Fulham, and then Millwall, but would be released by all clubs. A total of 4 rejections, sending him further down and down and down the football pyramid and casting a thick shadow over his football career. But maybe the angels were watching over him, because at the deepest and darkest hour, a phone call came in from a club desperately seeking a young attacker. It was Queen's Park Rangers with a genuine plea for his signature. They had watched him so much and they liked what they saw, so they offered him a deal on the spot. Sure, this club wasn't Real Madrid. It was patching things up, even literally, figuratively and financially, but at least it was something real, a new start and a new beginning he couldn't pass up on. His last shot at this football thing. Eze grabbed this opportunity with both hands. He would shock the entire lower league with his star-studded performances. Like, these displays were so crazy, so good, people began to compare him to his fellow Nigerian JJ Okocha. And how could you blame them? This guy was basically floating on the pitch during these rugged lower league games, twisting, turning, and finding a solution to every tight encounter. He became the league's most dangerous attacker. To put things into perspective, his final season, that season, I'm talking about the 2019-2020 championship season, where he scored 14 goals and stitched together 8 assists. That was the season where Crystal Palace decided to purchase him and bring him back to the English Premier League. Once he arrived in the EPL, the fireworks began. Eze began bamboozling opponents with his 5-star skill moves. You can tell when a player is a natural born dribbler, the way they quickly find solutions to problems that will puzzle the average footballer. Roulettes, stepovers, sombreros, elasticos, and even all sorts of fancy flicks. You would think that this is a player straight out of the favela, from Brazil. This guy doesn't stop. To put things into perspective, he averages 4 successful dribbles per 90, which puts him in the 96th percentile of dribblers in the world. And look, it's not that he just dribbles, it's the way he does it. He floats, he cruises at a steady tempo, I'm yet to see anyone disrupt. Time almost stands still when he's on the ball, and this is the mark of a really dangerous player. You can see the defenders around him almost waiting for that inevitable moment where he outsmarts them, and they can't do anything about it. I mean, they can try, but Eze's phenomenal physiology does not allow it. His 5'10" juggernaut build does not allow them even come close to him, and his thick, powerful legs are almost like a shield against Premier League defenders. He knows exactly what he is, and he uses his frame to protect the ball intently. This is another thing that makes him irritating to play against, because you can never get between him and the ball. If you try to, he just buys the foul cash money, and it's why he frequently wins free kicks in dangerous areas akin to a Jamal Musiala. His reputation has made him a foul magnet, but it's not just fouls. This reputation means that Eze creates gravity. No, what? No, silly. Not that gravity. I'm talking about gravity as a result of dribbling. Put simply, gravity in football is the power to attract multiple defenders and shift defensive shapes just by moving with the ball. It's what players like Saka and Messi are so notorious for. When a team has more than one of these players, it's the trick PSG pull off with Desiree Doué and Kvaratskhelia, toying with the structural integrity of opposition setups. This is golden. And while his twinkle toes are nice, Eze is also known to have a rifle of a right foot. He rifles the ball into the net once and for all. He's always testing the keeper. I like this about him, He averages 2 shots on goal per game and is in the 92nd percentile for shots taken in Europe. It's the way he takes these shots that's really mesmerizing. A lot of them are on the edge of the box, where he can curl it around the keeper or hit it in the top corner. He also has those bottom corner belters in his repertoire, which is very healthy for an attacking player. His ideal goal is a deceptive, gliding carry from midfield paired with a sudden burst past the defender and a side foot curler into the far corner. Eze really likes shooting from here, the edge of the box. It seems to be his favorite zone. When you go through his impressive goal catalogue, he scores so many goals from this area, which excites me. Arsenal often overload the right-hand side of the pitch with Saka and Odegaard, and this often leaves huge spaces vacant on the left-hand side. Oh, this is what Eze loves. He wants that switch of play to him instantly to rifle it. His shooting mechanics are such that he mainly thrives on breakaways or in semi-open play. Give him space to drive forward and he's deadly from the edge of the box. And he has a really good volleying technique. He's not scared of getting off the ground to absolutely whack it, which is refreshing to see most times, right? And you should probably know that he's also weirdly good at heading the ball. He gets in the air after arriving in poacher spaces undetected. At Arsenal, this might surprise a few when it comes out. During his EPL career, Eze has played as a central attacking midfielder, a left winger and a right attacking midfielder. But now he's almost being played out wide, which highlights the wider trend taking over Europe. This is the era of the wide playmaker, who starts out wide but doesn't behave like a traditional winger. Instead of hogging the touchline or whipping in crosses, they drift infield to connect the dots. They create chances with clever passes, dribbles and combinations, pulling the strings. They are essentially number 10s in disguise, operating from wider zones. They now exist because modern football has packed the middle of the pitch with double pivots, pressing traps, tight marking and all that yada yada and brouhaha. I mean, it's what Arsenal themselves are trying to do, right? By signing Zubimendi to partner Rice. So it's harder to thrive as a number 10 in today's game. You don't really get the old timers like the time of Kaká. Coaches now push their creative players out wide to find space and avoid the midfield war zone. This explains the rise of guys like Bernardo Silva, Desiree Doué, Bukayo Saka, and of course, Eberechi Eze. These guys have the playmaker's gene. Eze's got an eye for a slick-through pass into runners behind defensive lines. This trait comes out when you activate the runners ahead of him. Do that and you have a genuine chance creation machine who can find runners and outlets between the lines and put them into genuine goal-scoring situations. So buying Eze is like ensuring your creative toolkit, and the numbers prove this. Guess what? When you look across Euro's top 5 leagues, he is in the 94th percentile for expected assists. This highlights the threat he carries. From a tactical point of view, I love what Eze brings to this team. The twinkle toes take me back to the days of pure Wenger ball because Arsenal always had excellent technicians like Alexander Hleb, Thomas Rosicky, Santi Cazorla, and the list goes on. But you just feel that in recent years they've lost that technical panache and have replaced it with a more athletic factor. Don't get me wrong, athleticism works for Arsenal. I like seeing a back four or four centre-backs protected by 2 6'2" midfielders while a tractor plays up top. But maybe, just maybe, it's become a little bit too much, the wickedness. Maybe Arteta is now tactically rich enough to sell one of his most beloved tractors and replace it with Eze, a Porsche 911 on cruise control. Eze is one of Arteta's purest technical buys, and that is refreshing. So Arsenal can use Eze to partner with Martin Odegaard in a double 8 system anchored by Rice at the base. This is something Arteta has not really unleashed the 2-8s system. Don't be surprised when you see him in that left 8 spot, enabling Arsenal go all-out attack. My base theory is that Eze will mostly be played from the left-hand side of the pitch to open up the game and sweeten Arsenal's dynamics.